Whether it's the dead of a blistering winter or the peak of a golden summer, you can always count on seeing ice in Iceland. I mean, after all, it's in the name, and there's a very special beach on the southern coast that carefully holds a collection of glistening diamonds. After a whole week of road tripping Iceland, we've saved the very best for last as we wander in awe through a giant's treasure chest.
Golden day, or good morning to our final full day here in Iceland. So last night we pulled in a little bit after dark, and so we couldn't see anything at this campground, but I feel like that's sometimes the best because we get to wake up and be surprised by our surroundings. And so as you can see behind me, there's just this beautiful mountain that we got to wake up to, and I'm very, very proud to say that last night I generated my own heat all by myself in my own sleeping bag without the help of Chad. And if you've been watching our road trip series, you would have known that I was having a hard time with that, and so I was just really happy that I stayed warm all on my own last night. I know it's probably nothing to brag about really, but I am pretty proud of myself for doing that. But today we're gonna start off by going to Diamond Beach, which Chad has been over the moon about. He's so excited to see it. I'm excited for him to see it, and I'm also excited to see it. So a lot of excitement today. Let's go and have a fantastic last day here. In the van on the way over here, I was telling Chad about how I generated my own heat last night, and he was so sad that he wasn't needed anymore. The little bird has flown the nest.
We'll see when it's like actually really cold out. I think because it was a little bit warmer last night, Claire could do it.
Rude.
It's okay, it's a good trial run.
Oh, it wasn't a trial run, it was a huge accomplishment.
The same for me, standing by the shore, while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore, while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. A certain shade of blue will always remind me of you.
I cannot imagine a better place for us to be ending our Iceland trip. This beach is so interesting, and honestly, when I was first learning about the beach, I had no idea where the ice came from. I thought it just came from like the North Pole or something and broke and came all the way here. But I have now learned that it actually comes from a nearby glacier, which is pretty cool since we hiked on a glacier yesterday. It breaks off, floats into the glacial sea, or the little lake that the glacier has formed, and then floats out to the ocean, where it then gets washed back up onto the volcanic beach here.
Yeah, I think the most striking part for me is just the contrast of this place between the black sand and the white ice. Just that contrast either makes the sand look so much darker or makes the ice look so much brighter. And also it feels like you're walking through a gallery because all these chunks kind of look like nature's sculptures.
Yeah.
And no matter how you look at it, it's absolutely beautiful. They are sparkling in the sun. And I've said this a million times, but we are getting so lucky with the weather here in Iceland. The sun has been
on our side.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and this entire beach just feels like quintessential Iceland. Yeah. Like it's just amazing. The volcanic sand, the sun, all of it. Love it.
These are absolutely massive. Ah. Chad has decided to suck on a piece of ice.
Gotta get my glacier water fix.
Yeah, Chad has been absolutely obsessed with the water here. He says like the sound of the waves and seeing all the chunks of ice just makes him so thirsty.
I know, I'm just thinking about the glacier water. It's
Like
so
how much
good.
water have you drank here in Iceland?
Not enough.
No, maybe too much. He's always needing to pee.
All right.
Chad has been dying to climb on one of these little iceberg things.
Watch out.
Failure.
All I did was get wet.
wet. Oh no. Chad's boots are all wet.
It's a very sharp one, but it kind of helps you grip it better.
Here we have Snow King Chad sitting on his ice throne, sucking on some ice.
More water.
More water, more
water.
ice. Let them eat ice. Shout it out, Chad.
Let them eat ice. All aboard the SS Chad and Claire.
This is the Chad and Claire Island. Come on.
Dangerous. What's the population of Chad and Claire Island?
Population 2, I'm the president and Chad is vice president.
Wow. Who's in charge of agriculture?
Chad.
Who's in charge of finance?
Claire.
Who's the mayor?
Claire. I'm the president.
We thrive on tourism, guys.
Please come visit so our finances can increase.
We sell snow cones. I'm bored of this island.
No.
No.
You can't leave, you're vice president. We have decided to come across the bridge to the other side and the ice has gotten much, much bigger.
Yes, right behind us is actually the glacier that all of the ice from the Diamond Beach comes from. But there are also these huge, I'd call them icebergs. I don't know if they're technically one, if they're not in the ocean, but they are absolutely massive.
It's just really cool to see how far those pieces that we just saw on the beach has traveled because they had to go quite a ways.
Yeah.
You know, floating over, swimming over.
And I have to say the color of the water here is this bright, bright blue.
Yeah.
Almost like the sky, honestly.
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful.
So that's where all of the ice goes. Wanders down the stream, underneath the bridge, into the ocean. I wonder if any of the ice ever hits the bridge.
If you do come to this spot, I highly recommend you hiking up because it gets more beautiful the higher you go. And I also think that the next time we come to Iceland, we're gonna have to hop on one of those boats so that we can get a closer look of the glacier where all this ice is coming from. But that's gonna be a trip for our next time. Unfortunately, I do think we have to start heading back over to Reykjavik just because it's gonna be a 5-hour drive and our flight is tomorrow. So we gotta hit the road.
So
Sadly,
sad,
I
but it's
know.
such a good way to end it.
Yeah. halfway done with our drive and we made a pit stop to pick up some Icelandic sheep wool. Obviously I had to get some. I've been seeing sheep everywhere and they look so fluffy, so soft, and now I can concur, they are very, very soft. And I picked up 2 different colors, a black one and a green one, just because it reminds me of the volcanic rock and then like that green moss. I'm gonna make some coasters and some pot holders for the winter season, and I don't know, maybe some headbands or something like that for our shop. So probably by the time this video comes out, they'll already be live in our shop. So if you want to you know, get some handmade goodies for the holiday season, you can check it out there.
Nice. Gonna be awesome.
Yeah, but now we're heading to Reykjavik to hopefully get some hot dogs.
Yeah, so we've driven about 2 hours and we only have about 2.5 hours left. Definitely getting a little tired already, but I think we're gonna put on some music and just enjoy the last little bit of Iceland, I suppose. After one of the longest sunsets I've probably ever seen, we have made it to Reykjavik and we found a parking spot that was like 1 block away, not even, to the hot dog stand, which is pretty rare. So we're going to get our fill on hot dogs now.
Hi. This is my 3rd time talking about this hot dog here in Iceland, but I love that we've come full circle. First video here was a food tour video where we featured these hot dogs for the first time, and now we're ending our time with it once again.
That was one of the longest car rides of my life, but we have finally made it to our campsite, which is about 20 minutes from the airport.
Yeah, and as we wrap up our time here in Iceland, we want to kind of reflect on something that we took away from this trip.
So there are a lot of different things that I've taken away from this trip. First off, it has been a reminder of our year in the van and how we lived with so little, and honestly how satisfying that experience is, because it really reminds you of what does matter in life. I think just having Clara and I in this camera in this van has just been honestly a lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually don't have a SIM card in my phone, so I took this entire week away from social media, and it has been very, very refreshing just not looking at Instagram. It has been rejuvenating for me, to say the least, and I want to hopefully apply that as we move forward with our travels. Maybe not look at social media too much, and also just take a break to go and explore the great outdoors. I think this trip has really reminded us both that we just like being out in nature, and as much as the cities are amazing, we mostly go there to eat the good food, and so I feel like we should just go eat the good food and then go out and enjoy Mother Nature in all the countries that we'll be traveling to later on. So just more emphasis on having experiences that are nature-based. And with that said, we are about to fly back home tomorrow just for a short little bit, and then we're going to the continent you all have been dying to see us visit. We are finally going to Asia, and more specifically Southeast Asia. Of course, we will reveal the country once we get there. So if you'd like to follow along on our 50-country adventure around the world, hit subscribe. And of course, as always, a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for rooting us on through everything we decided to do. And with that said, I want to say thank you for joining us here in Iceland, and bless. We'll see you guys next time.
Why you're